All right, Pearl is very popular online. So this is an advertorial for her upcoming divorce documentary. She's been on it for a while, but because she was demonetized, I think 1.5 years ago, and recently got remonetized again, I think sometime this year. So she's now beginning to ramp up the efforts to raise the funding for it. But so I'm talking about this, I'm highlighting this because it's something I'm very interested in as a person who is a men's rights advocate. Those who follow me know that I have a background in which I've experienced some of that kind of disadvantage as a male survivor of domestic violence. But also I'm showcasing this as a web marketing expert because it's something I've preached for over 2 years now, telling people that they need to use their own independent platform as a home base and not put their eggs in the basket of any other platform that is controlled by third parties. And so you hear what Pearl says at the end of this recording, and you hear my commentary after that.
Pearl Davis, or just Pearly Things.
One of the most controversial faces in all of the internet.
She goes on to say that marriage is a terrible deal for men.
Because if me and you were in a business contract, you would never sign a contract where I am paid to leave.
Gee, what could go wrong there?
74% or something of divorces are initiated by women. Men have everything to lose, primarily their own children.
Men get killed by the courts and by divorce laws.
I had no idea that courts of family law were courts of equity, not courts of law.
Because in family court, you don't need evidence to accuse someone of abuse. You need no evidence.
When you guys say get married young, a lot of these men don't know what they're signing up for, and you're not going to be there when their entire life falls apart. I interview them on the other side.
I didn't meet my son until he was 15 months old.
How much did you spend trying to get him back?
On legal fees alone was about $200,000.
Before you know it, you're homeless. You're literally just thrown out onto the street.
We absolutely reinforce bad behavior from women.
Wives are taught to leave their husbands, and then daughters grow up without their fathers.
Family is the foundation of the society.
Every problem in society comes from single mother homes.
A lot of women will just chase this negative rabbit hole of happiness, endless happiness.
Feminism's biggest failures is it lies to women. We tell women to date as many guys as possible. We tell them to put off family into marriage.
You are allowed to leave your perfect husband. You are allowed to end a relationship with a really great boyfriend.
Oh, freeze your eggs, have an abortion. What? You're evil.
I don't think there's anything else in life that we actually ever go into preparing to fail.
Right.
Like if you have the mentality of this is going to go wrong and be pessimistic, naturally the outcome is going to be that it's going to fail anyway. Yeah. It's self-sabotage.
And that's the thing, like women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
This myth that we live in an age of male privilege. Where's my male privilege?
They think, well, men have all the rights. They have all the power.
Privileged patriarchal system that we have.
Why doesn't our society care about men's rights?
I have no friends, no wife, and no social life.
Men are alone in this situation. Men are homeless. Men are thinking about eating guns.
I've seen so many men on the brink of suicide, and they didn't do anything wrong.
How are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure.
Women are helplessly dependent upon men.
The so-called deaths of despair from suicide, overdose, or alcohol, 3 times higher among men than among women.
Culture is telling men, you are no good.
You got to get your act together.
I think men have failed themselves.
What kind of a man are you? What kind of a woman are you going to attract?
If men are in trouble, so are women.
Everybody knows this is a huge problem, but nobody wants to admit it.
Every single woman at the table said they wanted a man.
500K.
500K. 300K.
200K.
Am I crazy?
Everything is really set up against you to fail as a man.
If men make less than women, women don't want to marry them.
So you know who wants more economically and emotionally viable men? Women.
I don't want to be an independent woman anymore.
I don't want to be a strong, independent woman.
I'm over it.
When is it going to be my turn?
Where are we meeting the men that don't stop?
I can't keep having these same conversations.
The only simp here is you, Pearl. You simp for men.
I think you said for women.
She's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this.
It's already happening. It's just not out in the open yet.
Now it's just hookup culture is going to be our fairy tale ending because men don't want a wife and women can't find a husband. The future, if everybody follows your path, is there is no future.
We go into population decline, and our economy goes into decline.
Civilization will crumble.
The American story does not end well. This is an existential crisis, failing young men.
My favorite part of that commercial is when they're like, she's a provocateur. She says stupid stuff, but Pearl is right about this. What up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pearl Daily. That is the trailer for our divorce documentary. As you guys know, I've kind of kept you updated in this. Oh, I got a super chat. Little something for the project. Love your take on things. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Again, we're going to get it done. It's not an if this documentary. A lot of people, my critics, have been talking shit about me. And they say, oh, she's never going to get it done. You try getting it done. You try getting it done after the last 2 years, okay? But now I have a good feeling about the direction you're going. I stopped selling the shirts, all right, YouTube? I stopped, okay? I want to finish this documentary. I want to stay employed. I want to tell you guys more about I feel like chatting today. I want to tell you guys more about the demonetization meetings I had with YouTube because they're pretty funny. But then I'd be repeating the things I said before that got me in trouble. You see the problem. I really recommend if you're a YouTuber to be more careful than I was. I really do. I should have built the website first and gone AWOL there. You're kind of done if you get kicked off of YouTube, unless you have the star power of Nick, you know who, and Crowder. They're really the only ones that have done it.
So you notice what she said there at the end. First of all, she emphasized the fact that she had stopped selling t-shirts, which women should not vote. She had all these controversial titles she would put on t-shirts, and she was selling them as merch on the internet, as merchandise, and people could buy them. And it was something that was really considered offensive by the feminist movement. And of course, being partial to that movement, the YouTube platform does not tolerate it, and so that's why she got that. So that was one of the big issues. She had to stop selling that. So she's saying, look, I've stopped. And so she had meetings with them. They've allowed her to come back on board. Now you hear what she said there, where she said, oh, if you're a YouTuber, I would advise you build. She said she should have built the website first. I've said this for years. You've got to be able to harvest the people that are following your brand. Harvest them off, call them off from YouTube. Let them be directly connected to you through your own independent platform. It's the only way to protect yourself, because even if Pearl had not done this, something else could have gone wrong. Some people would have ganged up and reported her channel and gotten it pulled down. So many things have happened to her. I mean, I remember VDM used to literally have to open new pages every time on YouTube and on Facebook especially, because people kept reporting his page. The bad guys, they didn't like it, and they would pay people to go and pull down his page. So the best way to protect yourself, to sustain your momentum, is as you keep getting visibility on these platforms that are not controlled by you primarily. What you need to do is develop a system that helps you to put them off of that place to come and directly subscribe to you in a platform that you control exclusively. All right, so you've got to develop what they call a call to action, something that is a compelling or irresistible invitation that will make those people leave the YouTube platform, wherever they're watching your video. It could be Instagram, wherever it is, and come and subscribe directly to you, preferably on your own controlled hosting platform. So for instance, you have a website, which is what she said. Get your website, develop a membership system, get people to subscribe to it, so they are coming there. So what happens is, even when you are publishing on YouTube, they don't necessarily have to be on YouTube to see it. They might actually be able to watch it from your website if you embed it there. And if it goes off, because YouTube has yanked it off, you can actually publish directly. Because I use, for instance, unlimited server hosting. All my clients know that. So there's nothing that limits us in terms of what we can post on their website. So if for any reason anything happens, we begin to post videos directly on the website. You don't have any space restrictions, and that's the only way to survive censorship. Now, if there's any negative SEO or attacks designed to bring down your brand, it's the same thing, because you have the ears of your audience. They are already directly subscribers to your mailing list database. You send them newsletters all the time, so when there's a new video, you notify them. They click the link. Wherever you put the video is where they will go. If it's not on YouTube, wherever it is where they will go. So you control the interaction you have with your audience. But when you don't have that, when you put all your eggs in the YouTube basket, the Facebook basket, the Instagram basket, the TikTok basket, and you don't have a subscriber based interaction with your followers, what it means is that when they cut you off on those platforms, you are disconnected from your followers. They don't know how to reach you, don't know how to reach them. this is something I've experienced, and I survived it because I had a mini list database. I remember when I first relocated to Benin, and I came back a year later, about 6 months later, to Nigeria to see my family. I was in a cyber cafe when I discovered that my website had been hacked, and I had to migrate my website over a period of 3 days. It was crazy, from spontaneousdevelopment.com to tarotstrategy.com. Now, when I did that, a lot of my subscribers and my clients did not know that I'd done that. But because I had a newsletter database, what I did was, when I got to Benin Republic, I then sent out a broadcast announcing the fact that I had a new website, there was a new domain, there were new email addresses and all that. So because I was sending to my mailing list database of email addresses, they all got the message, even though I was writing from a new domain name. And some of them replied to me and said, oh wow, no wonder, I sent you an email last week, it didn't go, it came back to me, and I was wondering what happened to your website. And that's it. So I didn't lose most of my connection, I did lose some, or very few. And that's the key to surviving censorship. That's the key to overcoming setbacks like hacker attacks and all that. If you don't do that, and you put your eggs in the basket of those platforms that you do not control, that means you are like what Americans call a sitting duck. Anybody that wants to take pot shots at you, they will succeed in bringing you down. But once you control the access you have to your subscriber base, to your followers, then literally nothing can go wrong, because you will always be able to reach out to them whenever you need to. And that also, you can sell directly to them. You don't need the platform on YouTube anymore. And that's the key to surviving on the internet today. You have to be the one that controls the primary platform from which you operate. Every other platform is an extension of that one. If any of them gets cut off, you simply move your attention to another place, but they can't control you.